My name is John Young. I'm a former Major League player and the founder of Reviving Baseball in Inner Cities, RBI. Today we are in Compton, California at the legendary Cressy Gonzalez Baseball Park, where more ball players did their sandlot playing here than any other park in America that made it to the major leagues. I played here from 1966 to 1967. We did an event here called History Comes Alive in Compton. It was a salute to baseball and civil rights. Baseball integrated long before the schools did, long before the military. Most of everything that started with civil rights started with Branch Rickey signing Jackie Robinson to a major league contract and integrated baseball. History Comes Alive in Compton. It was important because we did it around a civil rights atmosphere. We had Reverend Andrew Young, who was Dr. Martin Luther King's right-hand man. And I was really proud of the fact that we did scholarships. So not only did we know about what had happened in the 60s, but we wanted to make sure that the high school kids at Compton did. So we had kids from Centennial High, Gonzalez High, Compton High, and Chavez High participate, and they did essays and really had a fantastic learning experience with the civil rights movement and how baseball was a leader. I think the fact that Major League Baseball has designated April 15th Jackie Robinson Day, it really has expanded the knowledge and it keeps people from getting about Jackie Robinson. If it wouldn't be for Major League Baseball having this civil rights game. And so I think that's something that is very positive and it's something I'd like to see expanded in more than just a one-time venue, but something that can be done at local communities. History Comes Alive in Compton is an event that I think could be used as a model to other communities and tie it in with the civil rights game that Major League Baseball so successfully puts on.
Systematically, for 6 decades, Black Americans were excluded from playing in the major leagues and the minor leagues in the organized wing of the national pastime.
I think that the Negro Leagues were a wonderful institution in American life, but they had the stigma of reminding Black people that they were separated from and not a part of American life.
Here comes Jackie Robinson. We've been looking forward to this thing for years. Everybody was so happy now. Here, Jack is going to the major leagues.
He knew he had the whole black race, so to speak, on his shoulders.
America was defined by baseball. This was our national game. So the drama of this moment of Robinson coming in is enormous because of the game being tied to the national character. In some way, the game being tied with America's sense of its mission and its destiny.
My name is Eric J. Parrott. I'm the mayor of the city of Compton, and today's event is real important because we're trying to change the negative image of Compton. We're birthing a new Compton, and it's just part of the stepping process that we're going through in trying to change Compton's negative image. At one time, Jackie Robinson Stadium was the premier stadium for anyone who wanted to play Major League Baseball in South Los Angeles and Compton. And over the years, it's deteriorated to a point where it's crumbling. And now with the help of people like John Young, the LA Dodgers, and Mr. McCourt and Mr. Marino of the Los Angeles Angels, we're going to revitalize the stadium and try to get kids to start playing baseball again.
My name is John Young, and I really appreciate Compton giving me the opportunity to be involved with this History Comes Alive in Compton. I played in the major leagues. The most fun I've ever had in baseball is when I played ball right here at Cressy Park, which is Cressy Gonzalez Park, which is now Jackie Robinson Stadium. And so the opportunity to give something back, to be involved with this project is just an honor for me that the city of Compton would allow me to do this.
Over the last few years, the amount of African Americans who are playing professional baseball has declined significantly. But by having this opportunity for them to play in a first-class facility, hopefully that will increase the numbers of professional baseball players that happen to be of African American ancestry.
The brainchild behind this is really the Compton City Manager's office, with the City Manager Charles Evans and Assistant City Manager Rico Smith. We sat down and we tried to figure out a way to enhance some of the positive things that are happening in Compton, provide activities for the youth, to do something around baseball and this stadium that has so much tradition with all the great ball players that played here.
We know how important recreation is in our community and the special place that baseball has. And so I think it's significant that we have Major League Baseball, lots of former greats, team owners and others here today promoting baseball in Compton.
This is an extremely important event because it's an opportunity for the city and the school district to work together. And whenever the city and the district combine as one, our children benefit.
We thought about this. We had a connection with Andrew Young, and we wanted to kind of marry baseball's commitment to civil rights with Andrew Young's experience in civil rights.
Compton is getting ready to welcome Ambassador Andrew Young, as well as Major League Baseball is coming to Compton. So we're all out here just kind of crossing our T's and dotting our I's, making sure that we represent Compton accurately.
History comes alive in Compton, and we're just doing the early preparation work, and we're all excited about it because this is a great day and a great thing. It's a good day in Compton, and it's a great place to live, work, and play. So we're all excited. And of course, our special guest, United States former Ambassador Andrew Young.
We almost are where the Jews are when Hitler took power. That are you going to sit by and wait until you're put in a concentration camp, or you going to organize and fight?
I don't know why Compton is always apologizing for being Compton. This is one of the great cities in America. You all produce wonderful people, and with the kind of work that my cousin John Young is doing with the kids in baseball, that's basically what every city needs, and what too few cities have.
History comes alive in Compton.
Get all these students from Chavez High School, Compton High School, Centennial High School, and Dominguez High School. So it was really an effort of all the people in Compton that were really concerned about giving their children an outstanding historical learning opportunity.
And what I'm so glad about is because they're finally returning back to the city of Compton, where they first learned to play baseball when it was called Cressy Park. I'm glad that other baseball individuals are coming back and giving back to the city of Compton, and that are going to be here for our young adults. And that's why I'm glad they're here, to learn another piece of knowledge about history.
I want to welcome the students, the faculty, our guests. Welcome to the city of Compton. There's a verse in the Bible that I use quite often. It's from Matthew 5:14, which states, "You're the light of the world. A city that's set on the hill cannot be hidden." We want to make Compton that city on the hill, a city of light, a place where people can come and recognize Compton for the good things. That's why we're in the process of birthing a new Compton.
Good morning. Welcome to this historical day here in Compton, California. As we celebrate, history comes alive in Compton, recognizing baseball's commitment to the civil rights celebration. My name is Al Dowdy. I'm a former Major League Baseball player, and it's indeed my honor and my pleasure to be here and be part of this part of history, this place where so many wonderful athletes and civic persons have come through this and learned the game of life.
Opportunity, community, and a love for the game. Those were the three things I believe today still are the most important things, and some of the things I learned right here.
My very best memory was coming here and playing with the Pirate rookies. We had players on our team like Wayne Simpson, who was from Compton, Bob Watson, who's in the commissioner's office today, Davey Nelson, who went to Sarah High School, but he lived here in Compton and went to Compton Junior College. We couldn't wait to have our games here.
I appreciate the opportunity to come out and speak about baseball. Use baseball. Use football. Use the sport to your advantage to get your education, to go to junior college, to go to college. Use the game to take you to the higher level, and then stay in the game and make it better for those that come behind you.
This is a great honor for me to be here. I taught in the inner city for 5 years. One of the things we were always concerned was that the media would come when there was a negative story. I hope the media is here today because this is a positive story. All you students are in school today. We had some of the best essays that would have been A's. I want you to hear this. 2 of these essays from Compton City Schools would have been an A in the college courses that I've taught. They would have been an A at UCLA.
I'm just a guy from Montgomery, Alabama. I was born in Montgomery and partially raised in Atlanta, Georgia, and surrounding cities. And before I actually moved here 8 years ago, I thought Compton was the worst place on the planet. Yeah, I did. Before I got here, I thought Compton was one of the worst places, and everybody said, go wherever you want to go, but just don't go to Compton, unless you got some people with you. The reality is, once I got here, Compton was one of the most home-bedded cities that most resembled where I'm from. The reality is, the world sees this place as something that it's not. And the only way to get this place from where people have seen it in the past is for you guys sitting in the seats to make that happen, because you can't bring the world to you.
Andrew Young, Mayor, Congressman, Pastor, Ambassador.
They're playing Georgia on my mind, but I got Compton on my mind. Jackie Robinson came out here and made a name for himself. But it was Branch Rickey in baseball that took the lead in desegregation of America. As Brother Miller said, before the Army was integrated, before the schools were integrated, before business was integrated, and the churches still ain't integrated. Dr. King used to say that 11 o'clock Sunday morning is the most segregated hour of the week. But when you go to the ballpark at 1 o'clock, it's pretty well integrated. We don't realize the sacrifices. I live around the corner from Hank Aaron, and they played ball across the South, and they had to go to segregated lunchrooms. They had to sleep in people's homes. Hank Aaron lived in the YMCA in Atlanta. And they lived segregated lives even though they were world-class athletes. And so when we came along, we realized that while baseball had desegregated the North and set in motion the desegregation of sports, we had a big job to do in the South. And when we went down in Southwest Georgia in 1960-61 and started registering voters, everywhere we had a voter registration meeting, they'd burn down the churches when they heard we were registering voters. And back then, nobody really knew much about Martin Luther King. The press would not come down to see Martin Luther King. He wasn't big enough. That was before the March on Washington. But I remember that Jackie Robinson was from down in Cairo, Georgia, Southwest Georgia. And I frankly had pastored a church down there. And so we called Jackie and said, Jackie, they're burning the churches down every time we have a voter registration drive. And the press will not cover it. You think you could spare a couple of days to come down and visit? Because if Jackie Robinson comes back to South Georgia, the press is going to come and see what's going on. By that time, Jackie was a big-time executive with chock full of nuts. But he put all that beside, and they didn't want him to come. They didn't want him to get into the civil rights controversy, but he said, no, I have to go. So Jackie Robinson came down there and brought the press with him. And that was a very important action in the civil rights movement. It was Albany, Georgia, and the voter registration around Southwest Georgia that paved the way for the Birmingham movement, that gave us the civil rights bill that desegregated the South. But we probably could not have done it without the continued commitment of people like Jackie Robinson. And so those are the lessons that are taking place out here. And that's what it takes to make a great America. That's what it takes to make California great again. And that's what it'll take to start with greatness in Compton. All of you all are citizens of one of the greatest cities in the United States of America.
And finally, I think the most exciting part was the fact that our children had the opportunity to combine history with speaking, listening, and writing.
We thought it'd be a great experience for the kids by having an essay contest for all the schools of Compton.
You know, this is a great honor for me. Nothing good has ever happened like this to me, and this is a real big deal right now.
The Los Angeles Dodgers are going to host the finalists at a game on Saturday with the Rockies, and they're going to have a pre-game ceremony. They're going to recognize them in front of all those people.
Baseball finalist Vincent Torres from Dominguez High School. Finalist Francesca Katrina Zuckerman from Compton High School. And the grand prize winner from Cesar Chavez High School, Lenore Thomas. They are joined by SAC as technical advisor Willie Leventhal. Again, let's hear it for these outstanding students, and congratulations.
Thank you for taking the time to look at our video, and now is a tribute to some of the great ball players that came out of Gonzales Cressy Park here in Compton.